Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Volquest Stock Report as we head into the bye week. Hubbard, stock up for you.
Yeah, I'm cheating, man. I'm just going to cheat. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just going to Tim Banks and all of his boys. I mean, and I look at this defense, and it's not just about Tim Banks's X's and O's. It's about Jimmy's and Joe's, right? And
Sure.
it's about who they've gone out and recruited. So you got to give the recruiting office and that staff some kudos for early evaluations, right? I mean, your own Arian Carter, why he's committed to Memphis to be a running back, and you find Jeremiah T. and some of these guys that wasn't at the top of everybody's list when the recruiting cycle started. I think you got to give Spire and you got to give the Vol Club and NIL credit for retaining guys. I mean, how many 24, 25-year-olds that got run around on the defensive line here that they've been able to retain? Then you give the staff credit for developing. Tim Banks has had a plan since he arrived, Austin. It was not, he didn't have a lot of blocks to build with that plan when he first got here. He's added blocks and he's built and developed his plan. And as a result, this Tennessee defense has Tennessee in a position to make the back half of this season one heck of a ride for everybody to be a part of.
Stock up for me. I'm going to go offensive line pass protection because I didn't think it was good the last couple of weeks. And, and maybe, it's a combination of that and, Nico holding the ball too long. But Nico got the ball out more effectively. I thought when he didn't, I thought he had ample time to throw. And thus, I thought the pass protection was really, really solid. And I think that's good going forward. This was a great game to kind of, get that figured out in. And so you got another really good defensive line coming up in Kentucky in 2 weeks. But stock up for me coming out of this one is pass protection. I'm going to go stock down, tearing down the goalposts. Like, I thought that was a bit extreme. I wouldn't have went on the field. I thought that was, but I mean, I can understand that a little bit. Like, I thought the tearing down of the goalposts was, to equate this to 22, this is like Major League One versus Major League Two. And you have some great moments in Major League Two, stuff at Largemouth and cue at Jerry and here comes Wild Thing and he's rolling out of the bullpen. That is a lot of those cool moments. But then you also have tearing down the goalposts, which is when basically the equivalent of Willie Mays Hayes not being played by Wesley Snipes. So I just, again, that's not, that's just my opinion. Tennessee fans can do what they want, but like, I just felt like that was a bit extreme. I mean, what are you going to do? Tear them down every time you beat Alabama? Every time you beat Alabama at home? Well, what happens if Alabama takes a downturn? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just 2 years ago, I think it meant more. I felt like this was like, a poor attempt at a sequel that maybe just didn't need to happen. Again, no problem going on the field. Tearing them to go post a little bit much. Stuck
Yeah,
down for you.
I'm gonna before I get to my stock, let me just pile on that a little bit. I've got no problem going out there either. Whatever, I'm with you on the goalpost thing. I'm also. Do we really have to cut the turf up? I mean, like it just. I mean, do we really have to dig up?
There you go. You added to it. I agree with you there.
I just think, and again, I got no problem with celebrating. I got no problem with it being on the field, hanging out,
Yeah, like Clemson does,
and smoking cigars and enjoying it. But I don't know that one was merit of that. But again, it's a big win. Paid a lot of money to be there. You had a heck of a good time. It was a wild deal. So, but yeah, that one was a little much. All right, stock down for me. I'm going to go with the first half offense because nobody was thinking about tearing down the goalpost at halftime. Because it was bad. It was gross in the first half. 3 turnovers, 2 missed field goals. They missed easy throws. They had a couple drops. They gave up 2 sacks. Last 3 games have just been a mess in the first half on offense. They've not been able to run it. They can't get out of their own way on the first 2 drives of the last 2 games, with turnovers. Had they been able to get out of their own way and not shot themselves in the foot, that thing could have been 17-7 or 21-7 at the half very easily. There were a lot of plays to be made there, and Tennessee didn't make them. They've got to get this first half offense going because they just can't keep doing this to themselves offensively and defensively where they're just so stagnant and so bad in the first quarter or the first 2 quarters of football offensively.
Stock stagnant for me. I'm going to go with Dylan Sampson. And that's only because he was stock up last week. And I guess he could still be stock up, but he's just steady Eddie and he never moves up or down. Like once he established himself as up, he just stays up. So he's just stagnantly up. The guy is, tied the modern day touchdown rushing record in 7 games. He's one off the all-time record in 7 games. If they could somehow convince him to stick around next year, he'd have a real run at becoming Tennessee's all-time leading rusher. He's at over 1,800 yards right now. let's just say, he has 500 more from here to the house, and I think that's a very conservative number. You're looking at over 23, almost 2,400 yards, with a year to go, and the guy was the number 3 tailback a year ago, and he, played sparingly as a freshman. I mean, like, the kid's been a touchdown vulture. I laughed. Dante Thorne gets tackled at 2, and it's like, oh, he's gonna get another one. Handoff, boom. I mean, like, the guy just, I mean, he is. And to beat all, it's like talking to a 40-year-old. He is a fantastic individual to talk to. He does so many great things in the community for the kids, and so much other cool things. Like, I'm a big Dylan Sampson guy. I think that he gets it, and he gets his flowers because he gets how to get in the end zone as well.
Yeah, he epitomizes everything you want in your locker room. He also did it. He's putting all these numbers up. He didn't play basically the second half of 2 football games to start the year as well. He did not pile up a bunch of numbers against Chattanooga and Kent State.
Yeah.
My stock stagnant is going to go to the playoff chances. And that doesn't mean Tennessee doesn't have good playoff chances, but the whole playoff talk is getting ready to get maddening for everybody, right? I mean, it's going to be hourly articles. It's going to be daily articles. It's going to be breaking down every nook and cranny about everybody's opponent schedule. Here's your percentage here. Here's your percentage there. It's going to be pretty overwhelming. It's going to be NCAA bubble talk on steroids is what it's going to end up being here for the next couple of months. And it's great fodder for television. It's great fodder for fans. It's a challenge for coaches. Like, how much do you talk about it with your team? How do you keep them focused? As Josh Heupel said in his post-game press conference, you can't put blinders on them. They're going to see everything. But there's going to be so much talk about, can you get in with 2 losses? Can you not get in with 2 losses? 2 losses and you're going to be left out, and all these things. You just got to be focused as a football team. And I think that's going to be a real challenge for coaches, because you throw in the portal talk out there, potential coaching changes out there. It is going to be a wild 7-8 weeks of college football here that can be just another layer for coaches to have to deal with to keep your team locked in and focused.
He is Brent Hubbs. I am Austin Price. This has been the Volquest Stock Report on this bye week.